Alright guys, I was going to head out for a fly again today. Plan was to go up to Lake's Entrance, but 15 knot easterly, gusting to 20, so you've got to make those hard decisions sometimes and not go. So I thought I might talk about GoPros. What I use, I've just got the old GoPro, what's this one? GoPro Hero 3 and Hero 3 Plus. Can you fit these to your aircraft externally? So stand by and we'll find out. So on my Jabiru, here's what I use. I've got the old GoPro 3, I think they're up to about 8 or 9 now, might have just released a 9, and this is on the GoPro supplied mount and hard fixed, if you like, to the structure. This one mounts actually upside down. You just tell the GoPro to film upside down and away you go. This other one's in the hard case with Velcro and attaches to my dash. Probably a bit iffy as to whether that's actually mounted correctly. But the good thing is I can rip it off, film a whale, put it back down. So what did I do? I wanted to answer those questions myself. You can ask all the guys around the club, but the right people to ask. So I'm in Australia, registered through RA AUS, Recreational Aircraft Australia. Rang them up, spoke to them. They sent me out a draft document, if you like, that's pending approval or whatever, going through the processes, and will be released very soon. So my Jabiru 160, I'm in that lucky position where I own 2 aircraft, or 1.5 at the moment. Got my Jabiru, fully functional and flying, and a 3/4 built Zenith CH750 Cruiser at home in my shed, if you watch the rest of my videos. So the trusty old tape. Can I tape a GoPro to my wing strut? Can I put it up on top of the wing, you know, on the tail, top of the fin? Can I just mount it on the cowl here? What's the go? So after talking with RA AUS, that was a GoPro falling on the floor. Lucky it was the one in the protective case. So after talking with RA AUS, and it's fairly self-explanatory, I guess, but my Jabiru is factory built. It's 24 registered on the side there, which means it's built by the factory. You don't actually build a Jabiru, I believe, you just assemble the thing. It's already, you know, you don't, when you buy a kit, you don't build the wings, it's already built, so you just assemble it. So you can assemble them yourself if you like, but this is a factory aircraft, so built at the factory and no modifications. In answer to my question, can I simply take this onto the wing strut? No, you can't. Because this is a light sport aircraft, registered as a light sport aircraft, you need a letter of authority from Jabiru, which I'm going to go through that process sometime in the near future. Part of that process will be, so you've got these nice, there's a tie down point on the jab, so that'd be one good spot. So I'm assuming when I write off to Jabiru or email Jabiru, you need to be very specific, I'd assume. I'm going to use such and such a mount, obviously not this one, but you can buy mounts. I'll put some links in the comments below if you like, specifically for strut mounts or ones that go around the actual strut itself, the aerodynamic or the teardrop section, and strap on. There are a lot of considerations, I guess, and there's stories out there of RVs and other aircraft where people have mounted these. Say for instance you mount that between 10 and 30% mean average chord of your wing, which is about where you'd put a spoiler on a glider. So you're going to have trouble. You could interfere with that laminar flow of air over the wing. I don't want to get into aerodynamics too much, but you can put a GoPro in the wrong spot or attach it to a flight control or something silly. In this case here, might be next to the pitot tube. A good example on the Jabiru, if you have a look up here, you've got a your fuel standpipe, if you like, and it's got the vent in the front with a lock wire to a earthing point on for when you do a refuel. So fuel cap comes off, which takes the tube out as well, and your earthing point. Now, if you have a look square on from the front, you'll notice, and I spoke to Jabiru about this, if I get square on, they moved this tiny little tab that used to be in front, but you get a little vortices off this bonding tab, and it would affect the the ram air going into the vent on the fuel cap. So they've moved that outboard slightly. So that shows you that the airflow does get disturbed just by that simple little bit. So you can imagine putting a GoPro or something on your wing in the wrong spot. And the new document, if you like, it also mentions suction caps. So these are for internal use only. You know, obviously you couldn't mount a suction cap. There's not sufficient force there. I think I read something like 3 Gs. The mount is meant to be capable of withstanding. So we're going to send a letter off to Jabiru, and I'll update in later videos as to what the response is to that. Then we should be able to get some cool in-flight videos. I reckon the angle that you see from the strut to film your own landing and get those nice wheelie landings happening, where you can actually see what's really going on. So in future, like and subscribe. We'll hook up some more cameras legally. We'll get into maybe, what's that, fishing pole with the 360-degree camera. So you get that angle from back here on your own aircraft. It'll look fantastic. But we'll jump home now and have a look at my Zenith Cruiser. All right, back home on the Cruiser build. Still with the GoPros. So word is from RA AUS, because I'm basically the manufacturer, if you like, or I'm the amateur builder, so I become the authority on the fitment of the GoPros to my amateur built aircraft. So there is a difference there. And obviously this one's getting built as opposed to assembled. So they're the regulations that I've found with RA AUS Australia, Recreational Aircraft Australia. You can't simply bolt a GoPro externally to your aircraft, even though I'm an L1, L2 lamey to work on my aircraft. You can't do it on a light sport aircraft without a letter of authority from the manufacturer, in this case Jabiru. So future videos, we'll write a letter to Jabiru and see what we get back.